Let's go to LMS, which is the Logistics Management System. Click on the LMS. You'll have to use your username and password and log in. The LMS is where you set up your couriers, and it's also where you drill down into saying who delivers where by postcode and by suburb. Now remember, if one courier may go to the whole of Australia, so you would want to group each courier run, we call it a courier run, by what's logical based on when the cut-off time is for that pickup, and also based on the information you want to show to the customer on the button when they check out. So this is where all of that information is set up. Now you'll notice on the left there are global headings, and once we click on a line it then changes for the courier headings. Let's just stick with the global headings for a minute. So the global headings here, all orders, which will show you all the orders that are currently in the system. Check runs, which is somewhere you can go and actually filter by either the courier ID, the suburb, the courier, etc., and also by postcode. Courier pack order actually sets the order on the packing screen. So let's say you know that Fred's couriers always picks up first thing in the morning, or Fred's couriers will be given the priority of, say, number 1. And if you had to pack Sam's couriers at night, well then you would just pack out Sam's couriers and give them a very much higher number, so you could work on any span that you wanted to, 1 to 1,000, which gives you plenty of space to slot in courier numbers. Default courier postcodes is where you set up when someone comes to the website. The website, if you've got web shop, ask them, hey, what suburb and postcode are you in? And then if you service this web postcode pairing, suburb postcode pairing, you would then be able to accept them in. And then the default courier postcode is actually the rough pricing that is shown to the customer by box as well. Until the customer goes through the checkout process, they then self-select the courier that they choose. So they can get very specific based on their own choices, but that's only once they're in the checkout process. Warehouse boxes is the type of boxes that your business is going to pack into. Now, why this is useful here in LMS, you may have 4 different types of boxes, but you may have 2 boxes that only certain couriers will take. So it's quite simple. You just set them up here, but then you don't allocate those boxes when you set up the individual courier. And what that does is it flows through to the pack out team. So when they pack orders, they will then not be able to select that box to pack into. And if they can't select that box to pack into, then it's another visual for them and they know that, okay, this courier doesn't accept that box. Template days is if you need to set up a variation to the days for cut-offs and shipment. We're about to go through that. Particularly useful for holidays like Christmas holidays, Easter holidays, etc. Pack out days we define by the days that you pack out. So if you only packed out on a Monday and a Thursday, you would have Monday and Thursdays for pack out days. Block days are a way of actually blocking days that the courier may normally go to, but they won't go to, or customers that they won't go to. So you can actually drill right down and block the courier down to customer level and also date level. Courier groups is grouping. It's used in the packing module and it's used for printing manifests at the end of the day when the shift is finished. So if you say you've got Sam's couriers, he might send out 3 courier runs that you've got entered here. He may be responsible for 3 of those. He may want a manifest sitting on his boxes. Let's say he picks up after hours out of your warehouse. You could actually attach these 3 to the grouping and then set it up in packing for the printing. So then you could just print the manifest for all 3 with a click of one button. So it's just a manifest grouping tool here. So let's go back into couriers management and let's just select. Oh, now remember, I'm in the DD Live. You can see you would type in cloud.yourbusinessname and the URL. I'm in DD Live. So this is one of the only couriers that we've got set up in here just for testing. So we'll put that in there and we'll go to setup. Now setup, you can see here online, that's where the name goes. So this is the name of the courier. Now when you press enter, when I save that, it will then update the name up here. Now that name here is what will show on the button when the customers check out for selection and courier. And this is also what prints on your box label. So don't make it too long. Try and make it relevant, not only to the customer when they're choosing on the button, but also to the packing team and to the warehouse team. So again, if you had 3 runs for the one courier, so let's say we had online run 1, you would call it online run 1. And then you would set up the next courier run with online run 2, online run 3, because that number 1 might mean that we'll group all of the onlines on the pallet that takes for run number 1. So that's just a real simple management tool there. Sales email, mobile phone, and just a normal phone number, and then the contact name of the person we deal with. Some notes about what area they send stuff in. The courier info webpage, this is important because this link is actually the link that your customers will be able to click from the tracking email that's sent out once we scan the box out. So if there is a tracking link available for this courier, make sure you put that link in there because your customers will be able to access it. Now the fun part, charging. Now we have the ability to put an account number, and we also have the ability to change what charge type is the courier. Now we've got 3 charge types: by the box, flat fee delivery, or a kilogram box per kilogram. Now if it's a per box kilogram delivery, you'll go and set those up over here in runs, and we'll do that in a minute. It might be if the courier charges you by the box, we just go by box. If he charges you by flat fee, that is a drop price, you go by drop price. So that's where you select it. The shipment type, there's 4 types. Road, which is normal truck delivery or van delivery. Air, which is air. Sea, ship or similar. Or click and collect. So if you wanted to offer click and collect at your warehouse, you would set this. The web option will default for flat for this setting. If you want this to actually make a sound when an order comes in, you would actually write ding like it says there. We created this because, and that comes out of packing, there may be some orders like an Uber, if it's an Uber order, you'll set that to ding. So when an Uber order drops into the pack screens, it'll go ding, and then your people will know, hey, there's an order we have to action right now. So for any time critical couriers. Now how we set up the charging for the courier to print on the invoice, so the basic line item is sundry description. Now you can search for all the sundry descriptions you've already got in there, or you can even add a new sundry if that's what you want to do. An S code is a sundry code. So if we look at, we'll select an existing one, so that's already got online there. So you can select that, it's already at the pricing and select. It inserts it there. The charge fee is what we're going to charge because it's a flat delivery. So if this was, say, $30 a drop, and your courier might go, look, $30 a drop, and I'm going to charge you $30 for every 3 boxes that I send. Well, there's 3 boxes included for that 30. If we hit save, then that is what it's going to do from here on in. Now, most couriers by road will charge a cubic multiplier. If you look at Virgin, I think it's $250, Qantas is $200, I think Followmont is $200, I haven't got the chart in front of me. So whatever the cubic multiplier is by your road freight, that's simply you can just type anything in there, and that will be relevant to the calculation of what the system charges. Now the default box is the default box that the courier is going to use, which comes off your warehouse box list, and you'll just select the box and press select. The box price, if you want to charge per box, this is where you would set this up here. All right, notifications. This is the fun part too. So if your courier said to you, look, I would like you to send me a list of what I've got to pick up when you've like one run sheet, which is a manifest, this is where you can set the time they want that. So this courier might go, look, I want the courier's run sheet sent to me at 2 p.m, but I don't want you to send me the manifest unless all the orders are complete for my run. But it's defaulted to send anyway if there's someone's made a purchase. But this, if you tick it, it will then only send this at 2 o'clock if the orders are completed on it. You could then enter the manifest email for where the manifest is going to go. We also have options to integrate for this manifest notification by courier or by other settings. So this is our customization. If you need that, please speak to us and our dev team. Now, it can also fill in a POD. Your POD, so you might have a courier that wants a POD filled out manually. If that's the case, we could digitize it. Again, there's a development fee around the digitization. We could digitize the POD, and that just means that the system will print the same looking POD with all the information populated in it so that you could hand to the courier. Now, over on the other side, let's say your courier goes, hey, listen, I'd love to know when someone checks out if I've got something to pick up. I'm happy for you to tell me. So then I go, okay, do you want to know by email or by mobile phone? So if they want to get an SMS, you click mobile phone and you simply just type their number and they will get an SMS when someone books. Or your courier partner might say, no, look, I don't want the mobile phone booking, but I would love you just to send it through to email. And that might be, a lot of them are, bookings at Followmont. And then it emails bookings. Now, again, you can also use special labels if there's a special label need. They might have a sticky label that needs to be added, etc. The service type that this courier offers, now you'll see the service type was back here in charging. It's already set here. You change it here. So if it's going door to door, that is picked up from your door and going directly to the customer's door, that will be it. If it's going from your door to a depot, so from us to the airport, if it's going to be picked up from a depot into another depot, or if it's going to be picked up from a depot going direct to somebody's door. So just think about that and just set that accordingly, whatever makes sense. Also up here on the POD report, you can actually print the POD if that's what we wanted to do as well. Now over here you can set the depot addresses. Now why this is important, because you might go, so the depot departure is Digital Door, and we'll put 170 Leichhardt Street, Spring Hill. The depot arrival, this courier online run, that might be, and put in the actual depot address, 32 Depot Street, Depotville in 4000. When you save changes there, that means that information is captured. So you could actually print that out on the run sheet so your couriers know where to deliver the boxes to online run. Now, if you were setting up, say, Qantas or Virgin, that's the airport, but you actually needed someone or some courier to pick it up from you to take it to the airport. This is where you would go, okay, if this was the case, let's say online run was situated across town and you needed a courier to take them there. What you would do is you would go click need legs, and then over here on legs, you could actually go and set up a legs courier for this courier, which means that when there's a booking for this courier, it would then also fire the booking for the leg courier to pick up from you to then take it to online run. So again, fully automatic. Pallets is pretty simple. It's just the dimensions of a half pallet and a full pallet. Courier group, you can assign it to courier group 1 or 2, and you can set up courier groups here. That's if it fits into a sub courier group category. It'll be very specialist and not needed on a lot of things or for a lot of things. So that's the basics on how to set up a courier. You can of course add the courier logo as well. It's always nice to customize with logo, which again, it'll use that logo if we have to generate any PODs, etc. So we've set up the courier. Let's now go into getting the courier set up ready to be used on the platform. So what you would do is you would go courier boxes. We're just going to leave because I'm not going to save any of our changes. So courier boxes, we're going to see how there's already a box set up here. And if we wanted to charge a price for the box, for the actual carton of the box, you could add that price. So you can go, look, it's $5. So yeah, no problem. Now, the fun part, setting up days for a courier. Here are all the days across the bottom that we at Digital Door have said we pack out orders. Now you can copy this setup from another courier. You can copy it from a template if you wanted to copy it from the starting point from a template. Now up here, always show. If you untick always show, that means this option will not show to every single courier. It will only show to to every single customer. It will only show to the customers that are in the postcode and suburb pairing for this courier. If you click always show, like a click collect option, that means you'll show every customer, regardless of their location, the click collect option. So if you think about that, you may go, well, why would you show a click collect option? You may be in Melbourne, your customers might be everywhere. So you go, why would you show a click collect option to a customer in Sydney? Well, that's simple, because a customer in Sydney may travel to you in Melbourne and may want to buy a click collect if they have a function on or something like that and want to get flowers from you or get your goods. So you've got the option to customize and turn on and off there. This here, description, this is the button. This is the button wording people see online when they check out. That's why this button is really useful, where you can frame the expectation around what this courier partner is going to do for your customer. The format that I find works best is check out by, let's say this courier departs at 2 o'clock and you might have a 1 hour turnaround. So you go, look, check out by 1 p.m, delivered by 6 p.m. weekdays. Now again, this is also where you could go, please note, unrefrigerated service, use at your own risk, if that's what you wanted to say to the customer, okay? If you updated that, it would update that description. I'm not going to do that because this is the setting for the test. There's no point in saving that. But then what you'll do is you'll go, okay, now here's the important bit, and this is the hardest part of LMS. So try and relax your mind and work out, stay with me on what we do here. All right, courier runs, let's set up the days. Now, if you think about this, we want to be able to take orders up until a point in time where we want to cut off the order taking, because we're then going to need time to pack out the order through our pack division and then make sure that we're ready to ship it, as in ready for it to be picked up when that courier comes in to pick up. So the easiest way to think about this, now remember this area here is for the button description in the online shop. So let's just recreate this again. So check out by 1 p.m, delivered to you by 6 p.m. weekdays. And you can go here, unrefrigerated service, if that's relevant. It may not be relevant. It's a pretty quick turnaround, right? So if it's a checkout by 1 p.m. and delivered by 6 p.m. weekdays, here's how we do that setup. Now again, you can copy from another courier or you can copy from a template, but I prefer just to set this up day for day. So down here, you select the day that you want to set up. Now what the day you click is, that is the day that somebody is buying from you, or the day that your customer support's looking at the option. So on a Sunday, if a customer's buying the online web shop, or if one of our team members looks up the option on the cloud here for the customer, what is our cutoff if it's checked out 1 o'clock every weekday? There's no cutoff event needed because it's not on a weekday. So on a Sunday, we actually have what pack out day. Now the pack out day that we're going to offer on the Sunday is actually going to be Monday, because that's the next pack out day, because Monday's the first day of the weekdays, and the arrival day is going to be Monday. Now this button here, if this was not ticked, we would have to set what time do you want this option to show online and what time do you want this to cut off. Because this is a whole day, today's Sunday, and there's no pack out needed on this day, there's no cutoff needed, we click no cutoff. And you simply just press save. Now, on the Monday, that's a weekday. Remember, check out by 1 o'clock. So again, your business rule says on a Monday, you're actually going to pack it when? On the Monday. It's going to be packed on the same day, and it's going to be received on the same day. It says there on the button, check out by 1 p.m, delivered to you by 6 p.m. weekdays. So if that's the case, you are going to have to untick the no cutoff. And what you're going to do is, sorry, just skip back because I just went out of it to have a look at that button for you. So if we go no cutoff, now if it's a 1 o'clock checkout, you may want to cut off 1 hour before for your pack team to be done. So you're going to say, look, cut this option off on a Monday at 12 o'clock. So that means people have to check out by 12 o'clock so that we've got time to pack and the courier can actually pick it up and we're ready for when the courier comes in. So if they miss the Monday cutoff at 12, what is the next pack out day? Tuesday, right? Because it's weekday options. And what's the next arrival day? It's the same day, Tuesday. Now, what time is this going to depart? This will depart our building most likely at 1 p.m. Now, again, if you wanted to send the manifest at a different time, you could click this button and override the time, but we're going to leave the setup that's in the courier setup. Now, remember, 1 p.m, so you want to just check in your setup that you're not sending out the manifest at, say, midday, because you're going to miss that if you're still packing to 1 p.m. Now, the 3 buttons down the side here on the day setup. This is not 600, is talking about trolley 600. That's the arrival stock that's coming in. So let's say your arrival's incoming stock. Let's say you're not able to turn that around and to have that available for order packing until, say, 1 p.m. every day. That would mean that this courier, you could never let people buy from the arriving stock for the day, because you're going to miss the pack out by an hour, because this is cut off at 12 o'clock. So if your product came in every day by 1 p.m. and this courier cut off at 12 p.m, so the 1 hour before, you would never allow customers online to buy incoming stock that was incoming for Monday for this courier, because it just wouldn't work. Now, the other thing is, if you wanted this courier to loop and you did not want the customer to buy from the trolley 600s from the next day, you could actually click this button here. That's a little bit more complicated, and just talk to us if you've got issues about how you think about this, and we'll help you out. It's too hard to role play without having specific examples. So we're going to save this, and then we're going to go into Tuesday. So Tuesday, we've got Tuesday pack out. Again, weekday. We're going to 12 p.m, so we give our pack team an hour. Today's Tuesday, pack Tuesday, send Tuesday, or receive Tuesday. So we are then going, the next day will be Wednesday, because we said this is happening every weekday. There's no cutoff, there is a cutoff, so we haven't ticked the no cutoff button. And again, the the departure time is 1 p.m. Wednesday, same setup again. Wednesday, there is a cutoff. We're cutting off at 12 p.m. And Thursday is the next arrival, and it's 1 p.m. Thursday, we pack out day on Thursday. The arrival day is Thursday. The cutoff is the same, 12 p.m. And the next arrival day is Friday. And we're going to send, or this departs at 1 p.m. Now, here's the interesting bit. So Friday is the last weekday, right? Because it says here, delivered to you by 6 p.m. weekdays. So check out by 1 p.m, delivered to you by 6 p.m. weekdays. So on Friday, we're going to set up Friday. We're going to pack out on Friday, receive on Friday. There is a cutoff, remember, midday. Now, what happens if the person misses the cutoff on Friday midday? Can they get it Saturday? No, because it's delivered to you weekdays. So the next opportunity to pack out will be Monday. And the next arrival will be Monday. And the departure, PM on the Friday. Save. So Saturday's got a different setting, right? So what happens on a Saturday? Saturday, it's going to be a Monday arrival at a Monday pack out. So Monday pack out, Monday arrival. And there's no cutoff because there's no event that we need to cut off for. And Sunday, we've already set up. Monday. That is how you set the availability of what couriers are available when. It's very important to remember that when you set your days up, you're actually saying, when are we packing it? Pack out day. When will the customer receive it? Customer arrival day. Because all the customer cares about is how much it costs me and when am I going to receive it? And that's what you're setting up in this matrix setup. Now, when someone's online on a Monday and it's before midday, and if they were in the postcodes and suburbs, which is next on runs, then this option would show to the customer and they will be able to select this courier option. Now, remember I said to you, we've just got to check what time our manifest is, because we've actually got a 12 p.m. cutoff with a 1 p.m. departure. So again, in setup, we would just check when is the notification going out. And at the moment, we don't have it set up. So we would say, well, tell you what, manifest time, we're packed by 12. It's going to go pick up at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to set this to email the courier at 12:45 p.m. Manifest email, bookings@couriercompany.com.au. And then you would save that, and then everything is exactly how it should be. Now, once you've set up the courier and you've set up the days, now you have to set up where does the courier go. That's in runs. Now, runs, you can set up individually. If the courier's only got, say, 10 runs, do it individually on the add button. It'll take you probably 5 minutes. If they go a lot of different places, you can actually import a spreadsheet, and this is done through this area here, where you choose it, save it as a CSV file, and whatever the separator is, and then click the upload button, and that will then upload into the table. If you wanted to also check where does this courier go, or do they service a certain postcode, you can put in a postcode and press filter, and it'll return any result that matches that postcode that you entered. But look, to set up a run that is a postcode suburb pairing, you would start with postcode. So we go and click on the postcode list. 4,000 Brisbane. I'm going to say, well, 4,000 Spring Hill. So the address of our office is here. And then again, you could go in for the suburb. Type in Spring Hill. The space, sorry, my typo. Spring Hill, 4,000. Select. Queensland. Now, from quantity is 1 box because we're sending in 1 boxes. Now, half box and full box value is just the setting that's built into the platform. So if you only have 1 box, just choose 1 box for both settings. So at the moment, the setup we've got in here is the same. So we're just going to do online. Now, what's the charge to go to this suburb for this box? Your courier might go, look, I'll take it for 20 bucks. Okay. We're going to set up the full box. It could be the same box. It doesn't matter. And they're going to charge us the same thing because it's just what they do. When you hit save, do you want to add all the suburbs in this postcode? If you say yes, it'll pull all the other suburbs in that 4,000. So have a look at that. It's added all of that for you, which is just awesome because it saves you a lot of typing. Now, let's say you did a typo and you go, bugger. You can actually go into the column headings here and change it. So if you go, oh, look, I did put up 20, but the courier is actually willing to do it for $17.50. You can hit save and it says, look, this it's a percentage or a fixed value change. It's a fixed value of $1, so we're going to hit no. Is this plus actual or minus actual? So if you go, well, is this added onto what's there, or is it minus from what's there, or is it an exact amount? Cancel, it's an exact amount. The reason why it's done this way is these are global settings on the database, so you have to use these 3-button configurations in the window that it's in. So we hit cancel because it's an exact amount that we're entering, and you'll see on this column, it then changes everything to $17.50 and that whole run. You can do the same for the value. Now, you might also go, look, I'm going to run a promotion and offer free delivery in 4,000. You can click free delivery, and then that will give free delivery when this option is chosen by the customer. Now you've set up runs and days, this will now show in the online market, and it's now available to choose as an option for your customers and also for your customer service reps. The next step we're going to talk about is courier legs, and we already mentioned that on the setup before. We're in LMS, Logistic Management, and we've gone over to legs setup. Now remember, legs is if this courier here, ID360, if they were a depot across town and you needed another courier to take to the depot, what you can do here is you can actually select or add a courier. So here we're going to add the courier leg. Now it'll select from all available couriers. Now we actually don't have another courier here. So again, I'm just going to select. I know it's the same name, but just for the sake of showing you how it's done. Now again, this courier, You can set the departure depot. So again, it's departing from Digital Door, and the arrival depot it's going to 5 Online Street, Online Suburb, 4000. And again, if you want to notify by mobile or by email, you would then go mobile or email. So if the courier wants a notification by SMS, or if the courier wants a notification by email, or both. And again, what type of service do they use? So for this one, it would be door to depot. You hit save on that. That's now going to save that as a leg courier. So that means anytime someone, remember this is the button that the customer sees. So this is the courier they're selecting. So imagine if they were selecting Qantas, but you may use another courier, and this happens to be called online courier as well, that may take it from you to, if this was Qantas, takes it out to the airport, or this courier here is going to take it to that courier there. And it still auto notifies them to pick up, which is super cool and super easy. I'm just going to delete that setup because that was a stupid setup. That is legs. In LMS, you can also set up incompatible courier pairings. This is useful if you've got a massive distribution delivery network and you need external staff or your staff to manage it, but they haven't got an understanding of how everything fits together. If you know that you can never send by Uber to Qantas, this is where you could go and add the incompatible couriers, and you could save them. So that would then be, okay, this courier are incompatible with each other. It's a very small use case, but it is available if you need to block courier pairings or leg pairings if your system is that big. Now in LMS, we also have VIP customers. So again, you could set a customer with a courier for a fixed price or a fixed percentage of the cost for the courier setup. So again, you might have a top level customer that you say, look, I'm going to deliver for you for $10. Just buy all your stuff from me and I'll deliver to you for $10. That's how you set it up. Here, you would select the customer, your door, and we're going to do a fixed value, and we're going to charge them just $10. So then this is the courier that's going to do the delivery function. So when the customer selects this courier, this is the pricing and the charging that they will receive.